Alright, not too long ago I posted a video about something that I feel like I need to retract. I don't think I need to because I think it still applies to the system that is in place, but it's not accurate, it's not exact, right? So the video I'm talking about is that in theory crafting I've realized something and I think it holds up. And the theory was that when you KOS, which stands for killing on sight, when you just go into a raid and you start shooting at anything that moves, meaning players, if you do that enough times, the game puts you in a category of players that do that, which means that you are now locked into matchmaking that is always gonna be PvP. Like you never encounter people that are just friendly, right? And this is true to an extent, but it's not exact, and I want to, put out facts in front today. Here is the way Embark actually matchmakes everybody. So, you have always, when you put any gear or no gear, or when you just put on a free kit, you have a certain amount of money or credits or whatever it's called in your inventory. There's always a number. There's a number that you don't see also, but let's talk first about the number you do see. When you equip a weapon, healing items, augments, right, shield, all of that, there's a number always in your inventory that summarizes what are you actually going into raid with. And this number is the first piece of the puzzle for the matchmaking, but it gets worse. If you have a brand new account with no match history and you equip a gear worth 20,000, for example, if you do that, the system automatically matches you with people who have gone into the raid with a similar amount of money. We have tested a couple of times this theory, and it seems so far that this for some reason doesn't count the safe pocket, which probably is because free kits don't have safe pockets, and I think that might be the reason, but I'm not sure about it. Anyway, the safe pocket seems to be safe from this math. So when you go into a raid with any kind of equipment that is worth 20,000, you will be matching with people who also have their matchmaking set to 20,000. Now, here's the biggest kicker. If you survive the raid and you go into a next raid right away, the matchmaking gives your inventory plus 10,000 or maybe plus 5,000, but to me personally I think they separate queues based on 10,000. So if you have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, it's gonna be 3 different queues. So I believe that if you go into the next raid after you survived your first one, Embark gives you 10,000 that you don't see. And so when you are going into a raid, you always have to add up all the raids that you survived previously and the gear that you have with you. One thing to mention is that if you have a free kit, I don't know how it counts. I do think that free kits always count for less than what the items are worth, because sometimes free kits involve a defibrillator, sometimes it's I think it's always a recharging battery for the shield, but there are different items. They are not always the same amount of money, I think. But I think if you go into a raid with a free kit, you automatically have 10,000. And obviously if you have died the last raid, it's reset, so you are going into a matchmaking with only 10,000 on a free kit. But like I said, if you get out of the game with the free kit and you maybe you didn't even loot anything, maybe you literally just booked it straight to the extraction, and then you went into a raid again, you automatically are now going into a raid with 20,000 even though you gained nothing. And that is basically how the matchmaking works right now. This is not exactly theory anymore. We have actually tried to test it. It's hard to test this just because that you would have to basically be running around asking people what do they have in their inventory, which, you know, obviously people are either gonna not tell you anything or just shoot you. So what we did actually, me and my friend, we went into a couple of raids because we both have like a lot of money in our inventory. I have around 1.5 million, and he has like less than 1 million, like 900,000. So we have like a lot of shit in our inventory that we don't use. So I went into a raid with like three queen cores and a couple of snow globes. He went with like 6 or 7 snow globes, and I don't remember how much that was anymore, but it was like the high end queue, like I don't know, around like 50,000, something like that, maybe even more. And so we have also solo, like separately, we have also survived. I have survived 3 different raids before that, and he survived 1. And I just want to say that I was killed by a legendary weapon once, and once I was killed by somebody who had a bobcat and a, what is that gun called, the sniper rifle, Osprey, I think. So these are high level geared players. I obviously can't tell you what kind of augment they had, what kind of shield they had, but people with these kinds of weapons that shoot on sight, they will have high gear always. So those 2 instances for me, I was testing that all day, and in 2 instances, like whenever I got killed like this, I just went on a different raid with regular gear, tried to survive like 2 or 3 raids, and then I tried the same thing again. And every time I did this, every time I got just KOS with really high level gear, every time. And my friend has the same exact experience, to the point where, like, when you run into somebody in the raid, we both like to, you know, say hi and like don't shoot. Like, we are friendly most of the time because we don't care about PvP that much. And in these raids where we were testing the gear, nobody even bothered to ping, to call out anything. It was like instant KOS every time. Which, like, I'm not blaming anybody for doing, but I'm just saying, like, these people are ready to shred you every time because they are high geared players, probably from like a squad or something. And so that was all I wanted to say about the matchmaking for this video. So far, this was just concluded based on multiple people complaining about how every time they get into a raid with a lot of gear, they instantly get just KOS, and when they go with a free kit, everybody's friendly. So we were tempted to test out this exact number theory, and so far it seems very accurate. Like, every time you survive a couple of raids, then you get a good gear, maybe you will get like a legendary weapon to kill something big like a queen or matriarch. Every time you do that, the game automatically matches you with people that are similar in gear. So it's like, you don't technically need to have the gear. Like I said, we went in with just like random things in our inventory to fake the gear, to make sure it's not based on shields and weapons, it's just based on the number in your inventory. And it is. It seems like it is. It seems like Embark promised that we don't have gear-based matchmaking, but what ended up happening is that they just used the raw numbers in your inventory and went with that as literal MMR, like literally just matchmaking rating is just the number that you go in the raid with every time. So that's an interesting way to do it. We will be doing probably more tests, but it's just that, like, it really sucks to go into a raid with, like, we literally went intentionally with no shields and no weapons to test this, so it's like we are literally walking inventory for everybody, right? So it kind of sucks to like just throw money at people for no reason. So I will be testing it myself, but I don't like to test it just me, because then it's like observation bias kind of thing. So like, I will wait for him, and my other people said they will try to, but they have jobs, so they can't do it right now. So if some more new information comes out, I will let you know.